Kennedy has been the most outspoken person in the past on these vaccines in this country.
Not now, though.
What? And he wrote the book about Fauci, which is literally all about this stuff.
Right. It's a great book. Fabulous book.
It is a great book. Yeah.
But you can tell that he's been.
And why do you think specifically that he has changed his tune?
It's pretty obvious. I think it's the lobbyists from Big Pharma. Remember, they said at the Cantillon effect, they're the highest. You think
people that he's taken money from Big Pharma?
No. I don't think he's taken money from it. I think that they are so powerful that they're bringing the forces to bear about what can be done politically or not. That's where I actually agree with him, that this has become a political issue and it's not a medical issue. And see, the thing that underpins all this is what you and I talked about on our podcast. It's the bankers. The bankers are the ones that pay for all this shit. And until we fix that problem, now here's the one thing we haven't talked about. The fact that both Bobby and Trump are big into Bitcoin as the reserve asset. Let me tell you something. I actually think that is the thing that really fixes more than anything Bobby can do at HHS now. I don't even think I don't think he's going to be successful at all.
Well, so totally disagree with you on what you said about Bobby, but on the macro dynamic of the lobbyists and these dark interests forming the realms of acceptable debate, I think we do agree on that. I mean, that's a real concern. I think, we have in health this kind of, they call it the healthcare economy. It's like already, you see this pressure. It's like anything radical to actually change the health paradigm. Oh, it's going to hurt jobs. It's going to do, I mean, it's really complicated, really nefarious. I don't
think it's that complicated. Can I tell you why? Let me just tell you why.
Yeah, I might agree with that.
In 5 years, Calley changed everything in El Salvador. So you would say, okay, that's one guy, it's different. But let me tell you something else that everybody at this table knows. A guy just got elected in Argentina who had 100-year problem with communism, and he's fixed things already in 6 months. You know what the problem with DC is? The problem in DC, nothing gets fixed.
I agree with that.
Right.
So guess what?
Jack?
You know why nothing gets fixed? It's because nobody's willing to do the hard work. Like when you have a tumor and you're taking it out, or I have a tumor, we're willing to do the hard work to get it out. Okay, that's what we have. This messenger RNA story is a tumor, and that we have to put our time and effort into fixing that one problem, and we need to do it well, because when we do it well, then we can apply that to other problems. And that's the way it should be done.
I agree.
Calley, how do you suggest they get this message to the forefront of the people?
His message?
Yeah, what he just said. How do you?
I
how
don't
would
know
you
if
go
that's a
about
message. I think what you just said is true. I think what you said is something I'm dealing with, which is that I believe that something really positive happened during the campaign, and people were woken up on health, and it actually and why I called and what my framework has been, and what if I have any master plan, what it's been that to weaponize and make change with what we're all saying, and I think what we actually agree with general principles on where health needs to go, it needs to be politically important. It needs to be politically popular. People need to see it as a politically important voting block.
We already have that. The problem is
no, Jack.
Campaigns are won with talk.
No, Jack. Hold on.
You want to win people's hearts? Actions.
I'll be quick. It's not. Health has not been a politically important issue. People vote on issues like guns, abortion, like really hot topic issues. I do believe the Maha Movement made health actually a voting issue.
Yeah, but Calley, I disagree because guess what? The issue right now for the United States is
right.
It's a health issue.
Right, I agree.
I'll be 30 seconds. So the Maha, would you agree
that
Maha?
You are again redirecting here.
Well,
that's the problem we have with you.
Okay. Well, just speak for yourself, but okay. The Maha Movement catalyzed, I think, a new coalition of voters that came to President Trump, first-time women voters, independents. I think Bobby Kennedy and the Maha Movement had an impact on the campaign. That gives political currency, and this isn't anything about Trump or anyone. This is just politics. That gives political currency to actually get something done. Now, exactly as you said, you have to bash your head against the wall against this crazy, corrupt, ingrained bureaucracy to get anything done, and it's much, much, much harder the campaign was great. I think it was really positive. It's much, much harder now to get something done. And it seems like maybe
but we've got two leaders to show that
it seems like maybe this debate or this whole question is like, should we be giving up on Bobby and Trump on the health agenda because it's going to get hard? It absolutely is going to get hard. And I think ideally we're all supportive and not, kind of all.
I don't think we're giving up on them. What I'm saying is campaigns are talk. We need action. I agree with that. Mary she said it several times. We need on the platter and the appropriate. We don't need a lower level guy. We need Fauci's on the platter.
And based on who he has appointed, other than Bobby, other than Jay Bhattacharya, it deflates my hope that actually something's actually going to happen. You don't have very many, strong-willed, outspoken people who have been appointed to the health positions. And I love Jay Bhattacharya, but he's a little on the, in terms of how much outspoken and how he's on the more cautious side. And we don't have anybody who's just out there saying shot should be pulled off the market, even though there's lots of support for that. If you want,
the data supports it. The data support it. Forget about people's opinion. The data supports it. Historical precedent. Like if you're a lawyer, historical precedent matters. We pulled the swine flu after a couple of deaths. We have, by the estimates we just talked about, 550 to 17 million. You name it.
Guys, we've talked about this 50 times. I'm not standing in your way of any of this information getting out or that policy getting done. I think it should get out. I don't know what you want from me. It is not my issue. I'm being educated on it. I fully support that information getting out and that being part of a policy process for any pharmaceutical product that's killing a bunch of people. Generally, I think politically it's important. I absolutely not coming out with ideas on food bans. I think we should have mass transparency. I think start with that from a tactical perspective. I think if a drug is killing millions of people or hundreds of thousands of people, we should have that information out immediately. You guys should not have your voices silenced. I think that's why Elon and free speech is extremely important in this. And I think nobody's standing your way on that. I'm certainly not. I don't know what you want.
So is this the first time you've heard that the shots are killing millions of people?
You're acting like it.
Killing millions,
or just
but you've never heard that before.
Let's just say, let's be more cautious. That the risk outweigh the benefits of the shot. Is this the first time you've heard that?
Well, I think personally that they do, and I think it's insane to give them to kids. I haven't gotten boosters or anything, I think that's step one. I think there should be absolutely no mandates.
So how did you come to that conclusion?
You talked to your sister?
Yeah. I mean, we're all, yeah.
Did you take the shot? Do you think
the general public?
Did you take it?
I took the first time, yes.
So let me ask you a question. Hold on. Wait a minute. Now we're going to get to the doctor
And then
part.
I haven't gotten boosters.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Do you know about Kevin's data? That he just...
Guys, I am super distrustful.
No, but I mean... But I'm saying, do you know?
No,
forget about that. Don't go where you think I'm going to go.
No, I don't.
60 billion copies of DNA plasmids and SV40 promoter in it. So I want you to just, you're a normal guy.
Yeah.
You're not a science guy.
Right.
Somebody told you that you had 60 billion promoters in your body doing shit that you didn't know about. Do you understand why, as two guys sitting across the table, and I'm telling you that the guy who did this used to work in the Human Genome Project. He was sitting here talking to Danny about it not that long ago, and that episode's been pulled by the powers that be.
Crazy.
Right.
So what I'm trying to really get you to understand, do you understand that I and Mary and your sister have to advocate on behalf of people that have that problem? Do you think that's reasonable? Do you understand why when we question you about it and what Mary just said to you, Calley, do you know what you took?
What?
The jab. Do you know what you took and do you know what you got?
Bad.
But yet you're not willing.
I don't think. Are you saying you're not willing though? You're not willing.
Not willing to what?
To pull the jabs, to make a statement.
I am not. Wait, make a statement to pull the jabs?
Yeah.
Very easy.
It's a very easy thing to say. And that's what we don't understand.
But nobody, no, I'm not.
So you're okay that you got 60 billion copies of SV40 in you? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think it's really, really concerning. I think it's
Is it concerning?
Jack, I can say this. Jack, just let me just answer your question again. I am taking the same position as Trump and Bobby and many other people that are trying to figure out a way to absolutely dismantle the pharmaceutical and sick care incentives that have led to this catastrophe of the COVID response, including the COVID rollout, and I think a wider issue of our sick care system. My answer to you, if you're asking for my policy recommendation,
No, I'm asking you for you as a
that
human.
I'm not taking
as
another,
a human.
I'm not taking another jab.
And do you think it's ethical for a doctor, knowing that there's 60 billion copies, to put that into another human being?
I think that
It's an ethical question, not a policy question.
If what you are saying is true, then no, I do not think it's ethical. If what you were saying is true.
See, it wasn't that hard, Calley.
No, if what you were saying
Wasn't
is true.
that hard.
Hold on. I made a quote. If what you're saying is true. If what you're
I
saying.
already know it's true.
What's
Okay,
your
well, then-
reluctance
then-
to get another shot?
What's that?
What is your reluctance to not get another shot?
That.
Based on what?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
And I think it's a fair one.
The
because,
risk.
Yes.
The risk reward.
Okay.
The
Right.
risk reward.
And
guess
That's
what?
my interpretation of the
Would
risk
you
reward.
recommend that your dad get the shot?
No.
Would you recommend your child get the shot?
Absolutely not.
So who would you recommend that why do we need to keep these shots on the market?
So guys, I'm not evil for saying this. Let's just back up. Not evading. There's a couple different levels. There's let people make their own decisions with full transparency. Now, I think that's very evil in a lot of ways because our system is beyond recognition with the, so I get that. I get that's actually what you
Well,
probably
you know,
think.
no,
Hold
what
on,
I'm saying
yeah.
is in her hospital.
Yeah.
Remember what
Yeah,
she said?
yeah.
Her hospital, they're mandating.
Which is crazy. So there's the minimum is full transparency and let people make their own decisions. I actually probably like you am a libertarian, and I honestly think deregulation on drugs, as long as there's full transparency, let people experiment with what they want to experiment. I'm generally a supporter of that. Now I get that. Now I kind of have this problem with food. I get attacked for oh, your nanny state, you want to ban these. I'm like, the ingredients that are in the food is totally a construct of a very corrupt system, and correcting the corrupt. So you probably feel me saying
I
you
do.
probably feel me saying just let people make their own decision is not correcting for the incredible injustice. But that's one area you can have.
Well, that's decentralization.
We have to have that. I think any type of mandates are completely unacceptable, particularly on this issue. You have to have that. And I think everyone's aligned with the insistence of absolute truth and transparency and no mandates. Like that, okay. Then you get to a situation where you have truth and reconciliation and transparency on this being a bioweapon, on this being really killing people, on this being totally misled. My personal opinion, if you're asking from a macro policy perspective, and I could be wrong on this is my opinion, is that we're not at that point of absolute, utter ban. And actually the principles probably that we actually agree with on a lot of degrees is more of a libertarian full transparency and let people make their own decision with no mandates. So I am not standing, and Jack, we're connecting. I don't get why you're tweeting hundreds of times about me. Like I'm not standing. I am truly.
Wait, before
Jack,
y'all start
look at
fighting,
me. Look at me. Hold on, we're not fighting. I think we're connecting. I am not trying to stop progress on any of this.
Okay, this is what I want to say. Okay.
I'm not. That's my opinion. I think we're not quite there at a full ban.
Okay, all right.
Politically.
I know, because going against mandates is a very safe thing to say right now. It was not safe when I said it. When I said it,
I tweeted about it in 2021. You picked out some other. I actually have tweeted about mandates in 2021.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that the paradigm has shifted.
Okay.
Because at one point it was very dangerous to say eliminate. Mandates are wrong. That's what I got canceled for. That's what Methodists went after me. One day I tweeted 25 times, vaccine mandates are wrong. Over and over again.
Right.
And then 5 days later.
I remember that day.
5 days later, next thing I know, I've been suspended.
Isn't it suicide for these folks to literally ban something that was mandated 2 years ago? Isn't that suicide?
Yes. No, because they
they
have liability.
But
they actually have liability. Where the issue comes in is the RICO case.
Right. Exactly.
That's the difference.
Yes, for sure.
But so now I guarantee you 5 years from now, you'll be saying, oh yeah, those shots are really bad. We should have taken them off the market a long time ago, because the paradigm is going to continue to shift, because we are not giving up. I mean, I'm just getting louder and louder and louder. And especially, it'll be very interesting to see once Trump takes office, because I can guarantee you there's so many people that went along just to get Trump in office. And if he disappoints, it's going to be a big deal. And people are going to completely freak out.
I would say that there's been a very positive coalition that's come together that could redefine American politics, who's very focused on Maha issues that include getting the corruption out of our pharmaceutical systems. I think that's a great opportunity too. Yeah.